proceeds from this channel go to the Animal Protection League. Please consider subscribing. Tonight, we are going to discuss some controversial thoughts I've been having, as well as I'm going to give a Bitcoin update. So many people have asked for a Bitcoin update, and so I'm going to do that at the last part of this video. But to get started, I want to kind of read through some rambling thoughts I've had recently. Let me try to move this microphone over a little bit. Sorry about that if that was noisy. So this is entitled, Let Go of Their God. I've made a few videos about the Bible. The last, maybe two of the last 5 videos I've made have been Bible related, and I've gotten a lot of feedback. Obviously, a lot of Christians trying to help me come to terms with some of the really difficult scriptures that are challenging to come to terms with. So I wrote this, Let Go of Their God, and it's primarily because there is such a disconnect between what is in that book and what people think God is like. Now, I'm not sitting here telling you I know what God is and I'm the absolute authority on it. What I am telling you is I know the Bible very well, and I know that there is a misconception that Jesus changed everything from the Old Testament. You know, think about it like the 10 Commandments. Thou shalt not kill, honor thy father, not to honor thy father and mother. Don't have relations with family members. That's not 10 Commandments, but it's one of the rules. Homosexuality being a sin. All of these things that when Jesus came, the only thing he changed was you don't have to die for those sins. All of those things are still sin, but you just don't have to die for them. You can ask forgiveness. That's as basic as I can tell you. That's just fact. There's no denying that. There's no Bible scholar on the planet that would tell you that God is okay with homosexuality today. So, I'll just read this to you and we can discuss it after that. You may not play both sides of this game. You have God if you align with him. You cannot have him if you do not. It is time for a dose of reality. Does anyone really wonder what would happen if Jesus Christ returned tomorrow and was hovering over the White House with microphones and cameras pointing at him from all directions to beam his message to us at one moment in time? And we asked him directly if abortion is wrong. Do you wonder what his answer would be? Truly, when you ask yourself that question, do you really struggle with the answer? Quite the contrary. There is no struggle because it is self-evident. Anyone that thinks Jesus would visit an abortion clinic and behave any differently than he did in the temple with the money changers has not spent much time reading his red print. What about Satan? What if he were real and he revealed himself and we asked him the same thing? What would he say? I think we all know what his answer would be. He would likely set up shop as close to an abortion clinic as he could to bathe in the heat of the wickedness that emanates from those places. If the electorate says to allow abortions, then we should allow them. Those that oppose it need not use the services, but should also not impede those that do. In exchange, the other side must let go of God and realize that they have chosen a different side. There is no denying that a vote for abortion is in conflict with a vote from Christ and in alignment trans and straight women waving their placards in the street for the right to end the life of their 7-month human growing inside of them. These are just 2 examples of this new breed of Christians called hypochristians. They are so far out of line with what the religion teaches that they should no longer carry the Christian label. It is truly delusional to think that God killed people for picking up sticks on the Sabbath, yet he's thrilled with the decadence of today and aligns with this mainstream worldview. It is time you get a religion of your own. So, to all of you with this Christianity 2.0 mindset, give your religion a new name. You can call it Christianity, except that our God now allows homosexual and abortion. Call it what you want. We don't care, but it's time to stop calling yourselves Christian. You are not that. Go make your New Age Christianity conversion religion something entirely different. Christians believe that homosexuality is an abomination and abortion is murder. You do not believe that, so stop calling yourself a Christian. If you win power through the civilized process of winning elections in this country, you are entitled to maneuver government as your power allows, but you do not have the power to change something that is written and never changing. You get your abortions, but they get to keep their God. If you want to fight for evil, at least let the other side have their God to themselves. You don't get to have their God and get your ways. You can only choose one. It's time you make up your mind and choose a side. It's truly the least you can do. So yes, this had to do with all of the feedback that I got from different people, and it's amazing how everybody believes something different when it comes to Christianity. I got some people saying, oh, everybody's going to heaven, and some of the strict scriptural people, I just think you are crazy to not just follow the scripture. You're risking your eternity. You're risking, the gamble is this: you're going to be on this earth for 75 to 95 years if you're lucky. In return, if you do the right thing, you get to live for trillions and trillions and trillions of years in paradise. Now, why would you even take a chance with this? Why? It makes no sense. Now, some people may say that to me. Well, I just simply don't believe it. I can't. I want to, but I just can't. I've tried. That's kind of why I put all this stuff out there, because I'm trying to see if somebody somehow will tell me something that just clicks and helps me get my faith back, because I had it when I was a kid. But at the same time, I feel for people who truly believe, but yet they're being told so many lies. I have seen churches with rainbow flags on them, and I'm just like, that's how out of control this has gotten. So I just feel that it's time. I think it is a shame for these people to be taking Christianity from people. And I think the other thing is, it's a shame that Christians are accepting of it. I have to put some chapstick on because I have, my bottom. I went all winter without chapped lips, but I'm starting to get a little feeling like they might be, so anyway. But yeah, I just feel like the church has got to stand up for itself and say enough's enough. Here's what we believe, and it's fine. Now, you don't do anything bad to those people. You accept those people and you love them, and you want them to be converted someday. You want to help them. But it's just like, if our country elects to have abortions, fine, but just don't get one. If you're a Christian, just don't get one. Don't get one, and encourage anybody you know that gets pregnant not to get one. It's just that simple. We are not a Christian nation. We are a secular nation. We represent everyone. So if our laws don't align with a certain religion, it's okay. But we have to stop. We have to just stop with this madness where people think Jesus is okay with abortion or Jesus is okay with homosexuality. It's not true. It's not. And so you have to decide, do you want to be a Christian or do you want to be worldly? Because you can't have both ways. And having it both ways is causing a lot of these problems. Christianity needs to be Christianity. If you want to follow that path, then follow that path. But if you're trying to be both, you're not fooling anybody but yourself. It's mental illness, like delusional madness. It's like the most ignorant thing I've ever heard in my life. So I just want to help those people because it's a lie. You're only believing something that you've made up in your head. You have not looked at the scriptures to know what does God want. Because if you did, you wouldn't have the same ignorant beliefs. So if you're out there and you're lobbying for abortions and you're calling yourself a Christian, I can assure you that if God is out there and Jesus is real, you and I will go to the same place. Fact. Matter of fact, you may get it worse down there because he'll be more upset with you because you claimed to love him and you claimed to follow him, yet you lobbied for evil and fought for evil. And I believe you would get a more extreme punishment than I would, because at least I'm sitting here trying to live the best possible life without carrying his label around. I'm not claiming to be something I am not. So, I don't know. I just think that what I just wrote, something like that has got to happen within the church today. Somebody's got to take a stand and say enough's enough. We're not playing the games anymore. And I think a lot of it has to do with the criminal aspect of the church. All these wicked preachers that all they care about is money. Yeah, they want everybody there. Sure, everybody's welcome because we want all your money. But very few will actually stand for the truth. And that's what's going to have to start happening. And I think that once that happens, I think people would walk away. People would walk away from the religion because they would see, oh, this is the religion. Yeah, the reality is this is what it is. And you're trying to have this hybrid, made-up version. Christianity 2.0. It's just not real. Okay, next. I wrote this sentence, and I was going to write more with it, but actually before I get to that, I'm going to get to this part. You all know how hard it is to be a human. As a species, we need water and food. We get sick, we shed, we urinate and defecate. We need shelter from the elements. We feel love and pain, and we die. As the furthest ever evolved version of this species, we need money and a home and a cell phone and the internet and furniture and a computer and a car and clothes and appliances, light bulbs, a retirement plan, health insurance, groceries, gasoline, and a dog. It is not easy to be a human today, but being free to traverse the monster of a societal landscape that we are all fighting to survive in, and dealing with the anguish that comes with that fight for survival, is much better than trying to traverse the same landscape as a robot. We will live to regret the day we are programmed. It is happening before our eyes. Please wake up. I wrote this after I watched a video of the World Economic Forum. Harari Musk's Neuralink is like the beginning stages. They've already implanted the first human with the Neuralink in the skull. And I believe that's what's going to happen in the future. That's what's going to happen. And I believe that life will be way more difficult. I think now we have a hard life. It's hard to be a human. It's hard to make it in the world. But it's like, the journey is not always misery. Though it's hard, there are moments of we feel love and excitement and happiness and joy. We have these moments of good mixed with the moments of bad. But the moment that we allow ourselves to be programmed, we're just going to be robots. Now, maybe they can program out the pain, but I just think life will become worthless. You will be a robot, and at that point, you're just going to be controlled by something else. And I think we better start appreciating the pain and appreciate the struggle of what it's like. And for God's sakes, we've got to stop immediately with anything related to skin color. We are all human. All of us. We are one species. And our petty differences are so disgusting. That's my feeling. It's really the reason why I really would prefer a world without religions, because I know that the religions will never unite under one religion. But we could unite under a human cause. I think steadily, slowly but surely, if you look at the numbers, the religions are diminishing their influence, and it's because of what they're doing. They're walking away from their doctrine. They're not walking their talk. They're trying to make this ancient doctrine fit in with this modern world we live in, and it's nearly impossible to make it work. And so that's why you're seeing all these that's why you're seeing rainbow flags on churches, because it truly is ignorance. Okay. Next, I think because I was born so poor, it's a lot harder for me to say clean my toilet and wash my car. That's kind of a weird sentence, but it has to do with how I'm wired up. And I think it is because I was born so poor. Like, even when I was the general manager of that Toyota store, I could have easily said, here's my keys, go wash my car, to the detail staff, but I never did. I always washed my own car because I could not stomach treating someone like that. Now, they had to wash the sold cars for our customers, but that was the job they were paid to do. But to make them work for me personally, I couldn't do it. It's the same reason why at home I don't hire a maid. I wash my own toilet. I clean my own house. I give my own dogs baths. I mow my own yard. I just don't feel right making somebody else do it, even though I could afford to do it. And I think it's just my nature. It's because I have empathy for humans. And I don't feel right, doing it. Now, paying somebody to build a barn because I don't have the skills to do it, that's something totally different. But paying somebody to do something that I'm capable of doing, I can't. I have to do it myself. So, alright, that's it for those thoughts. Now, let's switch gears and let's get over to this Bitcoin update. Gonna move this over here. Okay, so as you can see right now, I am at 781. That's this moment in time. $1.26. Just since I've sitting here, I made $200. Back down 600, 700. So you see, it's just always fluctuating. I know I did kind of a deep dive last time, but let's look at Bitcoin specifically because that's the king. This has more market share than anything. Now, it's not the fastest growing, but so if we look at one day, it's up 1.75%. 1 week, it's up 10%. You know, if you can think about making 10% a year on some investments, it's actually what people try to do. They try to make 10%, but in this situation, making 10% in a week is fascinating. 1 month, it's up 52%. So let's look at 1 month. It started February 14th at 51.9, 51, 52, 51, 52, up to 54, 55, 61, 62, and now all the way up to $73,000. 73,306 is the current price of Bitcoin. It's fascinating. 1 year performance up 200%. It's fascinating. My assets. Now, if you look at Solana, Solana is up 10% today, 11% today. In just 1 day, it's up 11%. 1 week, it's up 20%. 1 month, it's up 50%. So it's comparable. I think it's comparable to Bitcoin in the weekly. Wait a second. I think it was 50% for the month. 1 month for Bitcoin, 48. 1 month for Solana is 49. So yeah, they're very close in their year-to-date totals or month-to-date totals. But today, Solana is up 11%, where Bitcoin's only up 1%. So that's it's a big deal. But yeah, okay, 601,161. You can see I'm moving up. You know, that's just how it is. It's fascinating. The funny thing is I went back into, because I know I've mentioned Bitcoin for years, and so I went back in all my older videos. It was $30,000 3 years ago, and so this video is from 3 years ago, and I just said, hey, you guys really should look at this. And so here it is now, 73,000. I believe that by December it'll be 150,000. So you might think, okay, yeah, it's at an all-time high. Why would I buy at the all-time high? Well, because it's going to double again this year. It's going to get to 150. And there's nothing else you can invest in that is this good. So, one other thing I wanted to quickly discuss is this is a seed phrase because my money is actually on an exchange, but I can pull the money out and put it in a cold storage wallet. And you have to have a seed phrase, and a seed phrase is like it's 12 words. And it's interesting that your password is a set of words, and I think they have an example on here of. Let me see. Actually, you know what? Let's go to. This will be fun. Let's go to. Where's ChatGPT? I have ChatGPT on here somewhere. Yeah. Okay. Can you generate an example? Generate an example of a seed phrase for a Bitcoin wallet. Of course, here's an example. Trumpet, depart, glad, bread, leopard, stereo, goddess, novel, sentence, nobody's going to do it. So it's a lot safer than trying to rob your wallet, out of your pocket, or catch you at the ATM trying to withdraw cash. It's so much safer and secure. Somebody said to me, hey, you shouldn't show how much you have. I'm not afraid. Nobody can do it. Every day I log out of this, I have to log back in, and I have to use special software to be able to log into my account. I forget it's a